So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm witnessing a phenomenon that I cannot explain, and that is conservative commentators treating Don Lemon returning to Twitter as though it's some kind of redemption or that it's some kind of positive thing, that it's something that should be celebrated. And yeah, I'm glad that you're here. First of all, no. No, there is no redemption arc for Don Lemon. He was a peddler of some of the biggest lies in our nation's history. He sowed division for years. He was an anti-Trump propagandist. He is somebody that has never renounced any of the despicable, ignorant, bullshit, far-left, delusional things that he said. And even Styx Hexenhammer made a tweet that I found to be confusing. Because normally, Styx has his finger on the pulse when it comes to this stuff. But in this case, I think he's wrong. Now, I reached out to Styx. I sent him a DM asking him if he would like to, in any way clarify or make it clear, because I certainly have no idea what this is supposed to mean. His redemption arc. Now, of course, Styx is a huge channel, very busy. He didn't respond. Totally understand. I'm not holding it against him. I'm a small channel. Why would you respond to somebody when you have so many DMs and so many opportunities? But what is this? Don Lemon's redemption arc wasn't on my big list. There is no redemption arc. He can't have a redemption arc. And I don't say that because, well, you've done something so wrong that you can't come back. But when you are that far into the propaganda, when you've done as much damage as Don Lemon has, when you have perpetuated so many lies and spread so much misinformation that you were the poster child for a lot of the problems in the media and why people don't trust the media, when you have burned down a lot of the bridges around trust and integrity around that institution. No, you don't just get to come back because you're on Twitter and everything's good, everything's fine. You're a free speech activist now. The answer is no. And I'm kind of surprised that people are acting like it's anything but that. Because Don Lemon is unhinged. He's pathetic. He has said and done things that I don't think you can just simply explain away or forgive. And this is a major failing of conservatives. They want to be validated so much by the left that they are willing to accept even nut jobs like Bill Maher. Bill Maher is a Trump-deranged, pathetic, pothead, atheist lunatic that has never once been right on an issue at the cutting edge. He is always the last to get things. But if he says something even remotely conservative, oh, Bill Maher sees the truth. This is absurd. Now, I'm going to show you a clip of Don Lemon. I actually have a couple clips. Don't know how much I really want to show because, I don't want to subject you guys to Don Lemon. He's horrible. But listen to this.
Oh, they got it. They got their Second Amendment rights, and they actually got the NRA played a big role in that. But today, Don,
the NRA did not play a big role in that.
Absolutely, they trained black Americans how to use firearms.
That's a lie. That's not. The NRA did not play a big role in that.
This is just historical fact. But
Don, not historical fact.
The part that I
just
find
because you say it's historical fact.
The part that I find insulting is when you say today black Americans don't have those rights after we have gone through civil rights revolution in this country.
You are sitting here telling an African American about the rights and what you find insulting about the way I live, the skin I live in every day.
Here's where you and I have a
the
different
freedoms
point
that
of view.
black and white that black people don't have in this country, and that black people do have.
Well, here's where you and I have a different point of view. I think we should be able to express our views regardless of the color of our skin. We should have this debate
I'm not saying you
without me regarding
views,
you as a black man,
insulting that
but
you're
me regarding you
here,
as a fellow citizen.
That you're
That's
sitting
what I think
here,
we should see.
whatever ethnicity you are, explaining to me
whatever ethnicity
about
I'm,
what it's like to be black.
Whatever
in America.
ethnicity I am, I'll tell you what I am. I'm an Indian American. I'm proud of it. But I think we should have this debate. Black, white doesn't matter.
I think we should have this
on
debate.
The content of the
ideas. If you're going to do it, you should do it in an honest way and in a fair way. And what you're doing is not an honest and fair way. Okay? We appreciate you coming on.
With due respect, Don, I look forward to continuing that conversation.
Thank you. The conversation.
So yeah, he's a dishonest, race-peddling, woke piece of human garbage. So where is the redemption? I looked at his tweet on Twitter announcing that he was coming back. There wasn't some grand apology. There wasn't some admission of guilt. There wasn't some, like, okay, I finally get it. I was a piece of human debris. I was a liar. I was a con artist. Going into depth about all of the lies that he spread about Trump-Russia collusion, all of the things that have been damaging to this country, all of the things that help perpetuate the summer of love, the race riots, all of this stuff. He was there on CNN to be one of the mouthpieces perpetuating this, and I do not see a way that you can redeem somebody like that because they simply decided, I've been fired from over here at CNN, so I'm going to go to Twitter. Now, maybe somebody can convince me of that. Let's take a look at his actual tweet that he put out there to explain all this. So maybe somebody in the comments can convince me or explain to me why. He says, I've heard you, and today I am back, bigger, bolder, freer. My new media company's first project is the Don Lemon Show. Okay. It will be available to everyone easily, whenever and wherever you want it, streaming on the platform where the conversations are happening. And you'll find it first on X, the biggest space for free speech in the world. This is not a guy that believed in free speech. This is not a guy that perpetuated free speech. This is a person that would often try to shut people like Ramaswamy down by basically saying, I'm black, how dare you try to explain to me how I'm wrong because I'm black. This is a person that is devoid of character, of intelligence, of substance. Now, does that mean that I don't believe that he should be able to come on to X? No. He should be able to do that because, unlike him, I'm a person of principle and I believe in free speech. It would be very easy for me to say no because I find him to be repulsive. But the left thinks that Alex Jones is repulsive. I think Alex Jones is great. I think Alex Jones should be on X and every other platform. I know now, more than ever, that we need a place for an honest debate. Understand and discussion without the homeowners. This is just the beginning, so stay tuned. Understand, this is a guy that perpetuated all of this. He was happy to take money and silence other people and promote disinformation and spread lies. The Trump-Russia collusion lie is one of the biggest, but it is by no means the only one. This is a guy that was happy to lie. So I genuinely don't understand. Now, I want to play another clip from Don Lemon. There's a lot of them. This is from a YouTube channel called The Root, which is a racist promotion of left-wing ideals. It is a disgusting place. But they posted Don Lemon's pettiest Trump moments, thinking this was kind of, a slam dunk against Trump. Don Lemon looked really good in their eyes. But this is actually a massive own. Let's just take a listen to some of the moments that they think are the best for Don Lemon.
Who's the real dummy? Is it someone who puts kids in classrooms, as LeBron James is doing? Or is it someone who puts kids in cages who are and separate their families at the border?
So that was just a clip. Who's the dummy? LeBron James, who puts kids in classrooms. It's LeBron James, by the way. LeBron James isn't as a troglodyte. He's an absolute imbecile. He probably would eat a book thinking that that's the way that you absorb the knowledge in its pages. He is an absolute imbecile. He's a loser. He's a poor sport. He is not in any way the smarter person in this conversation. But listen to what he says. Putting kids in cages. Talking about Trump at the border. That lie is part of a bunch of lies that Trump was putting kids in cages. Trump built the cages. Pence built the cages. Well, first of all, Obama built the cages. But the cages were there because you had people illegally coming over the border, and you had to separate these kids from the adults that were coming with them because you had no way of knowing if they were actually their parents because they had no documentation. People who had no documentation coming into this country illegally. Donald Trump was the only one who was actually fighting against human trafficking in this way, trying to stop the coyotes. And he even got lambasted by the media for using the term coyotes. Does Trump think coyotes, these dog-like creatures, are running over the border? No, it's a term, coyotes. Everyone understands that. My point is that Don Lemon was part of this same echo chamber for years and was happy to profit off of it, happy to perpetuate it. But now that he lost his job, now he's a free speech activist. No, the answer is absolutely not.
I think I would have been a good general, but who knows?
Well, to be a general, you'd have to be in the military.
I am the law and order candidate.
3 members of his inner circle, key advisors, are now convicted felons.
So he is a left-wing stooge. He's a loser. There is no redemption for Don Lemon. There is no bringing back him as a credible figure. He has done irreparable damage to this country. The fact that he's getting a deal on X is embarrassing. It's pathetic. It's disgraceful. They can absolutely do it. They can do it. But what is he going to say that's new or interesting? He's a race-peddling woke leftist that got fired and is now looking for a new grift. So my answer to, am I going to be listening to Don Lemon, is absolutely not. Now, I still don't know why Stick said that. Like, this is a redemption arc, because it's not. There's no way. There's no way. I don't understand how people can treat Don Lemon as though he's anything but somebody that was willing to take cash to help try to ruin this country, ruin our culture, ruin our way of life, willing to commit what I would consider to be acts of treason against Trump. The lies that were spread about Trump, he was there to perpetuate it. And this isn't speaking truth to power, because Don Lemon is certainly not going after the worst president in our lifetime, Joe Biden. No. No. They don't go after Joe Biden with anywhere near the vigor. They don't go after him at all. So, you're asking me, do I think this is a redemption arc for Don Lemon? I think the answer is unequivocally no. I think he is always going to be the person that is willing to say or do anything as an opportunist. That's not the person you want to listen to or trust or believe in. What does Don Lemon have to say about the conversation? We have years of clips of Don Lemon. You want to go to YouTube, type in Don Lemon, and just look at any one of the clips from the last 10 years and more are him saying things that are antithetical to this country, antithetical to the rule of law, antithetical to our civil society. It's all race-hustling, woke garbage that is designed to disenfranchise people, to alienate people, especially Trump supporters, alienate conservatives, make them feel like they're an other, make them feel like they're the enemy, make them feel like they're evil. He perpetuates despicable, evil lies. And he has for years. And because he lost his job after 17 years, I'm supposed to say, well, he must realize that he was wrong because he used the word free speech on Twitter. No, absolutely not. I wouldn't be surprised, by the way, if there are clips of Don Lemon disparaging Elon Musk on Twitter. I wouldn't be surprised if there are clips like that. Because he's the type of guy that would do it. That would say, I think that, Twitter is on the wrong path. Because Elon Musk, buying Twitter, that means that more alt-right neo-Nazis are going to be on the platform. I wouldn't be surprised if that clip surfaced. Because that's the type of person that you're dealing with. Normally, I wouldn't do a video on this. But I just couldn't believe that Sticks, of all people, said it. And it didn't seem like a joke, which is why I reached out to him to clarify. He didn't respond, of course, because I'm a small channel. He's a very large channel. He's an incredibly busy guy. I never expect anyone to respond. I don't hold it against him or anything like that. When you're that big and you're that busy, somebody like me coming along, it's, probably didn't even get the message. You know, Twitter's like, yeah, this guy's a nobody. But anyway, the point is that this entire conversation, this entire thing stems around the fact that conservatives are way too forgiving about people that have perpetuated falsehoods and lies and destructive narratives for years. And because they may say something that you agree with in the moment, oh, he used the word free speech, you're willing to just forgive. That is not something that you should do, because you allow these terrible people into your house. And that's how we get rhino Republicans. That's how we get these neocons, because you allow people that maybe say one or two things that you agree with, but are wrong about 98% of the other stuff. And they ruin this country, they ruin the party, they ruin whatever they do, because Don Lemon is not a free speech absolutist. So in many ways, I don't even think he should be given the same free speech principles. Now, I know Styx disagrees with that. Tim Pool agrees with me on that. That if you advocate for taking away someone else's free speech, I don't think you should have it. I think you should have to live by what you put out there in the world. And Don Lemon, clearly, as you saw from the clip with Vivek, was trying to shut him. How dare you talk to me, a person of color who experiences, when your argument, sort of like Jamie Markey, like, how dare you criticize me as a localizer? Don't you know I'm a woman? Don Lemon's like, how dare you criticize me and my point of view and think I'm wrong? Don't you know that I'm black? I experience being black every day. Well, first of all, Don Lemon is a very wealthy, very affluent person in one of the most privileged positions in the world. His experience as a person of color, quote unquote, is not authentic black in America. Poor black. Now, he may have experienced that at one point, but that's not been for a long time. He's been at CNN for 17 years. He may in his youth have experienced something like that, but that was when he was younger. For most of his adult life, he's been working in a very posh, very lavish position in an ivory tower, getting paid a lot of money to disparage the things that made America great. He is an elite. They're not really elite. They're the most corrupt, despicable, spineless, valueless people in the world. When things go tits up, when the apocalypse happens, those guys are the first to die. They have no skills. They have nothing of value to add. They don't have any productive quality about them. The only thing that they can do is get paid to propagandize, sit in front of a camera and lie. And there are hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of that, of Don Lemon treating Donald Trump in a way that I think most people would be uncomfortable with, because it's not just criticism, it's spreading lies. He spread the Trump-Russia lie. A lot of it. Over and over. So did Brian Stelter. A lot of those people. He was happy to get paid to spread lies. And you want to trust that guy? You think he's going to have a redemption arc? No. So anyway, that'll do it for today's video. By the way, if Styx ever gets back to me and wants to clarify or wants to have a conversation about this, if he disagrees with me, more than happy to have a conversation about this anytime. I'll work around your schedule. So, anyway, that'll do it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.